Hello guys, Fuzz here and a big welcome back to Final Fantasy IX. So we're going to pick up where we left off and make sure you've done your Mognet once you've saved your game. And we're going to start this episode by heading outside in order to meet up with the rest of our party. As usual, if you're enjoying this series, please don't forget to rate these videos up by hitting the like button. And if you are just starting and want to catch up to where we're at, then by all means go onto the FuzzfingerGaming website. There's a link in the description to this video and you can find my save files there to download so that you can keep up to date with where we are in your own game. And also we've got the FuzzfingerGaming forum if you want to say hello over there, and I usually do check that place out if you want to speak to me for anything. Then I almost certainly am going to respond to you, at least at the time this video is being put out. I mean, you know, maybe one day I might get ill or something sad will happen and then I won't be able to respond. So, for the time being I would. So a few of our party members have once again all gathered together and we are back in control of Zidane. Before we actually proceed though, we are just going to take a very quick detour and head back to the weapon guy, to Dan. I think it's Soldier Dan his name or something along those lines. He used to hang out around here, but now he's apparently gone. But he's nicely in the inn now, so everything's in one place as they say. So we're just going to go ahead and make sure that everybody's equipped with the best stuff that they can wear for the time being, and then we'll see what else there is. So I'm pretty sure Zidane is good to go because we prepared him for the last boss fight. So Vivi needs to start learning some of these other abilities in all honesty. So maybe we can start teaching him Fire and Sleep, both of which are particularly useful, it's got to be said. And we could give him a bandana or a mage's hat. I think since he's a mage, it makes sense to do the latter. And anything in the way of this good stuff, could give him a silk robe. Is he already learning Loudmouth? Yes, he is. Loudmouth and Fire. And both of those abilities he's getting from other items, so we'll give him the bandana after all. Emerald and some other stuff. Okay. Start with weapon. Right, okay, so we did already equip Queener again for the boss fight, so that's fine. And we could give White Draw. I'm not sure exactly what that would do, to be honest, for Freya, but I guess it's not going to hurt to find out, so we'll throw that on. And let's just have a look at that White Draw ability. Restores MP of all party members. Okay, that's interesting. I want to see how that's going to work with Freya, since how it costs 36 MP to cast. I'm guessing it doesn't quite restore that much, but no doubt we'll find out. And I'll just double check now that we've equipped the gear that we are holding if there's anything of use. Couple of bone wrists, but we've already got some of those, we just chose not to equip them. Should we get a couple more mithril armlets? And that appears to be about it for the time being. Just going to very quickly see if those mithril armlets are any use. They could be in terms of stats, but nothing else really. So let's press ahead. Just make sure you're all nicely decked out. Come on, Zidane, you can do it. And now we're going to go back basically the way we came. So we're going to climb back down the ladder, and if you remember, we will be reaching a room with all the sand pits that we can get sunk down in, so that's the plan, that's where we're heading to. The good thing is the sand itself is no longer quickie, if that makes sense, but we'll get some soldiers to fight in its place. In fact, on our way out of the trunk we are going to be facing a few of these soldiers. The good news is they're not very tough, so they're more of a inconvenience to slow us down really. But certainly nothing that our well decked out party can't handle. I laugh at your 60 damage Blizzard R spell. Yeah. A deserter. So we'll take our measly rewards there. And you can grab the chests, by the way, if you missed them earlier when they were a little bit tougher to grab. But anyway, once you're ready, we'll move into the next screen. And more soldiers. And after that battle, we can move on ahead. Well, I say ahead, it's more down really. Into the nice confusing area with even more soldiers. And after those we can proceed to the next screen, where we get a scene. How exciting. Those Alexandrian villains back there. Weren't they too few in number to constitute a determined attack? Let's wipe them out. Ah, moron. Hey, it's Puck. Freya, the town's in trouble. You gotta come back, please. No, my fears were true. At once, my lord. Well, come on, you deadweights, move. Right, looks like we're heading back. And look, it's Beatrix. So if you remember, she was the lady that we fought at the end of Disc 1, the final boss battle of that disc. And it's a mage. And another one. And they're destroying the villagers, so come on, let's move it. Even the Moogles fleeing. Right, so we're entering battle with the Type B mage this time, so that we haven't actually fought these type before. The ones we fought previously were the Type A, so these are the stronger counterparts of those. Although, in saying that, they're not really that much stronger. So a few hits should pretty much finish them off. And now we're going to head over to the sand pit. And look who it is. So we'll do Magnets with Mowgli. And basically just doing this to get something off him. He wants us to deliver a new letter. So we'll take that. And of course save game. Once that's all done, you can head back to the next screen. You don't need to speak to Stiltskin this time. But you might want to use a tent if your health and MP are looking a little bit on the scary side of things, because we do have another boss battle coming up. But for now we're just going to have to fight these soldiers and the mages as they appear to us as we make our way up to these stairs here. So these are just the battles we've been fighting a few moments ago. Same enemies. Only this time they're going to appear in bigger numbers, and we could also get mages as well. Okay, and after that battle, we get greeted by the mages. And Zidane will run for you automatically, so you can't go back to save or anything. Enemies are on their way up. How about your side? The Burmesians are fighting back, but the demons keep coming. We fled, unable to resist any longer. Oh, damn those Alexandrians. What are we to do? So now we can either head up or head right. We're going to choose to head right. So the guards will run and Zidane will follow automatically. And this time we're going to head up to the inn area where we'll be greeted with yet another choice. We're going to choose to go left. Excuse me. I couldn't turn my mic off in time for that cough. You won't get by me. And here comes the next battle. Right. Once again, Zidane will control himself. And they're going to ask which way to go now, and we're going to tell them we can either send up the stairs, cross the bridge to the right, or down the stairs to the left. We're going for the middle option, cross the bridge, and surprise, surprise, another bunch of Alexandrian soldiers coming to, well, to try and push us down, I guess, but they're going to fail, of course. And with those defeated, we're going to end up at the next screen. I don't think there's a battle here actually. So we'll say, yeah, they won't come back. Have we really seen the last of them? Huh? What are you guys doing here? Oh, we like this place very much. So, you know, we thought we'd just hang around despite the fact that the city's being overrun. This whole town is pretty, and everyone here is so nice. That's why I want to protect you. Come on, let's head up to the cathedral. We can make our stand there. So Zidane has a plan. So there's a few people missing, sadly. Hopefully everybody's going to be safe and sound tucked up in the cathedral here. This isn't looking good, is it? Who's this stranger? Well, those black mages didn't stand a chance, did they? That was impressive. Sir Fratley, I have missed you so much. I began my search for you immediately after you left Burmecia. Where have you been all these years? And to what corners of the world have you travelled? My dear Fratley, I climbed the highest mountains only to hear rumours of your victories, and I searched the deepest valleys only to find your footsteps. But I never found you, and in the end I heard something. Something unbearable. Freya, you say? I believe this is the first time we have met. What did you just say? I'm sorry, but I cannot remember you for the life of me. You must jest. You cannot have forgotten me. It's me, it's Freya of Burmecia. I am sorry. No. Hey, wait a minute. You can't be serious. It's Freya, your lost love. How could you forget her? Well, say something. That's enough, Zidane. What? You've been searching for this guy for years and now he's right here. Fratley. Do you remember me, the King of Bermesia? Not at all, I'm afraid. Impossible. Have you forgotten everything that has passed? Then let me ask you this. What brought you back to Bermesia? Is it not because you learned of the crisis here in Clayrar, whose people are our brothers? As a matter of fact, I'll tell you. Puck. I found Fratley during my travels around the world, and you guessed it, he didn't know who I was, or even who he was. But when Bermesia was attacked and he heard that Clayrar was in danger, his faint memories as a Dragon Knight called him back here. Dragon Knight. Yes, I was once called that. But now, that is all I can remember. Fratley. I must go. Freya, aren't you going to follow him? No. I am happy simply knowing that Sir Fratley still lives. I'm sorry, Freya. I knew you weren't ready to see him, but with Clara under attack and all, I need no such courtesy, Highness. Oh, well, I'm going after Fratley. Later. He's always knocking poor Vivi down, isn't he, our Puck? But what? That was Puck? So, what happened? What's the matter, Freya? Are you crying? Well, what irony? To find the man about whom I have dreamt endlessly, only to discover that he cannot even remember who I am. Come, Zidane. The enemy's hand has not yet been stilled. We must regroup. Freya. Look! And it's Beatrix. Pathetic rodents. You fail to grasp the true power of this duel. Our magic stone. And now that I have this duel, I am through with your city. Wait! And finally, we have Zidane back under our control. And the first thing we want to do before we run out after Beatrix there is chat to the people around here. They're going to give us a few bits and bobs. In fact, we should get 7 items in total, so that's number 1. Number 2. Did we speak to the... Yep, number 3. There's number 4. Number 5, 2 more. So every single person here has an item. And there's the final one. But that's only, by the way, if you directed everybody the right directions, the way that I showed you, if you remember earlier. So 7 items are the maximum you can get. So save with Mopley here and grab his letter if you didn't already, although I did. And now we're ready to head outside for our boss battle against the one and only Beatrix, which is pretty much the same battle as the first time we fought her, except now she has 4,700 health, although once again, if the time limit passes, the battle will end automatically. And she can also cure herself with some cure magics, just bear that in mind. So I do recommend you get everybody to the back row, and you're going to want to start stealing. because in her semi-rare slot is the Ice Brand. That's the one item you really do want, and it's probably worth even resetting the game if the battle ends before you manage to steal it. So get Zidane on steal, get VV on slow, and get everyone else defending basically. And that's pretty much all we want to do until we get that Ice Brand item. So we're going to need to try and cast slow again with VV. She also has a Phoenix Down, which she saw me just steal, and something else as well. Once I've stole this, I'll tell you. Thunder Gloves it is, a pair of Thunder Gloves. So, but the Ice Brand is the real prize of this woman. Let's get some... What did I just choose then? The shock ability can be quite nasty. 819 points of damage. Yes, very nasty, I'd say. And that's pretty much it now. Having stolen all 3 items, we can basically move on ahead to the end of the battle. And it did take me a few resets to make sure I got them, but alas, I did. So I'm expecting this battle to finish quite soon. Just make sure we keep these characters alive. This shock spell is particularly nasty, as one can see there. So we'll try and bring Zidane back up before the end of the battle here. So you only really generally get a few rounds. And that will be the end. Let's just throw a heal. Let's try and keep Zidane alive there. Since he's struggling a little bit with health. Especially because he's in the front row. I don't know if I mentioned, make sure that you keep your characters in the back row. Just to basically reduce the damage. Not Zidane though, because he won't be very good at stealing then. But that's it. It's just a waiting game. I mean, you can, you know, do 4,700 damage and you'll get the same result. But there's really no need. You want to just really concentrate on getting that Ice Brand. She's just too powerful for us. Black Mages, our work is done here. Commence withdrawal immediately. And now we basically get a bunch of scenes. So, I'm going to sit back, follow through the dialogue, and hopefully you can enjoy what's going to happen now, and I'll see you afterwards. I don't think poor Queen wants to be left behind. What's interesting, by the way, is that Queen is still an optional character up to this point. So it's possible that if you haven't been following this walkthrough, you haven't recruited that character yet. Although eventually Queen does become a necessary character. You can't go further on at a certain point in the story without recruiting him or her. So if you remember, they were zapping poor Dagger to get the Eidolons out of her, which we never actually got a chance to discover ourselves due to their high MP cost. But it looks like Queen Barnes having some luck. I'll be quiet now. Ah, that was a very exciting cinematic. And it looks like we have been brought to Queen Bran's airship. But sadly, poor Claver has been destroyed. And what's happened to Puck? What's happened to Queener? They were left behind. Fortunately for now, Zidane, Vivi and Freya seem to have just about managed to make their escape from Claver in time. And incidentally, Queener will be out of our party for a little bit now. So, just get used to not having her for the time being. But it certainly looks like Beatrix made it here safely. And it doesn't look like we've done much damage to her in the last battle. Already recovered. This Alexandrian soldier seems to be a little bit starstruck at the minute, which is a bit frustrating and annoying for Beatrix. She just wants to get the job done. She's so full of herself, Beatrix, isn't she? I can't wait for the day where we actually get to take her down for good. And then we can see her smug face then. And here we are, back in control of Zidane, so we're going to run up the stairs. And after that, we'll get even more scenes, just in case you hadn't had enough already. Beatrix, being summoned by Queen Bran here. Did you get the item? Is this it, Your Majesty? And that is no doubt the jewel that Beatrix took from the harp. With this, I can finally... No, I need one more. I must get the last jewel. What is Queen Bran up to? And what power is held within those jewels, I wonder? Well, Beatrix, go find that last jewel. Yes, Your Majesty. By the way, how is the princess doing? Garnet? Oh, we have drawn all the Eidolons from her. She's no longer of any use to me. What do you mean, Your Majesty? Garnet has committed a crime and I shall have her executed for stealing the jewel. What? Don't make me repeat myself. Okay, I've changed my mind a bit now. I actually like Beatrix. She's a little bit dismayed with some of the Queen's decisions here. Perhaps she has got a bit of a moral backbone. Anyway, Dagger is in trouble, and Zidane and the party have just learned that themselves for the first time. Right, so we need to follow Vivi. And now we're going to go back down these stairs, and as we do, a Moogle appears. So now we're going to head back to that door we were just eavesdropping at. And we can speak to Serino. And we're going to do Mognet first and foremost. A letter from Mopley, how unusual. Kupo, let's read it together. By the time this letter reaches Serino, Clara may be destroyed. Stiltskin keeps saying, I've been through stuff like this before, we'll be fine. But what if we won't be okay this time? Kupo. Kupo, so that's what the big sound was. I wonder if Mopley and Stiltskin are okay. Well, let's hope they are. I'll tell you what guys, we're going to finish off there now. But before we do that, let's just make sure there's nothing else to collect. Which I think there is actually. Yes. That's why always double checks. It pays to double check, I should say. So we've got a new letter now to give to another Moogle, to Mooden. But anyway, I'm going to save up and finish off the episode. So thanks for joining me guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. And I hope it's been helpful to you. So let me know in the comments if it has. And I'll see you next time as we carry on with Final Fantasy IX. Bye for now guys, take care.